So I'm kind of regretting how long it took me to see the value in shooting film. And this is really just my experience with shooting film. So I first shot on the Canon AE1 about 3 or 4 months ago, and I shot with the XA 100 film, and I'll be perfectly honest, I absolutely hated the images and just the experience. So I ended up selling that camera and thought, you know what, let me go ahead and just try to buy something smaller, a little bit more fun. And I researched around and found this Olympus XA. Now before we get into too much detail with that camera, I ended up shooting 2 more rolls. I think I shot a Kodak Ultramax 400 if I do recall, and a C200. I bought 2 rolls of C200, so I had 3 rolls. I shot 2 of them and still was just not super impressed with the images that I got. I put that camera down for about a month, and that was about a month ago. Last week I decided, you know what, that last roll of C200 needs to be used. I've been watching a lot of film photography YouTubers and I love seeing the images that they get, so let me go ahead and just try to shoot 1 more roll and see how I enjoy this experience. So I went outside, it was foggy in the morning, I captured a few shots of the neighborhood, the surrounding area, and then quite a few shots of my family. And when I finished that roll, which was in the same day, I decided, you know, let me go ahead and just send this off to the darkroom lab real quick, and let's go ahead and get this developed as soon as possible, because it was something that, for whatever reason, I was just excited about. Fast forward about a week later, I get the images back and I was just blown away with them. I loved the look of the moody, cloudy, foggy morning, and I just really was obsessed with the photos of my family members and just the look of the film photographs themselves. It was almost like they had like a soul to them. They had so much character and texture, and it was just like the photos were something that spoke to me, and I finally understand why people shoot film. So it took me quite a while to warm up to film photography, but I attribute it mostly to this Olympus XA. This tiny, I mean teeny tiny, this is a 35mm format film cameras, which basically is a full frame sensor in digital world. And this has a 35mm f2.8 lens. And the reason why I decided to go with this point and shoot is because you can actually control the aperture. And this is one of the few that you can control the aperture that goes down to f2.8. Now, this camera is small, light, has a great lens on it. There's so many excellent things about this camera. But there's only really one negative I would like to say about this camera, is the rangefinder patch and the rangefinder itself are just not quite, they're bad, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Very small, hard to see what's in and out of focus. The rangefinder patch doesn't do very well unless the subject that you're focusing on and the background has a lot of contrast. Other than that though, this camera is amazing. It takes very sharp photos. It takes great photos, honestly. And having the 35mm lens, which is my favorite focal length without a doubt, and an aperture of 2.8 makes this a very viable option for tons of types of photography. And I feel like this is honestly the perfect film camera for you if you're thinking about dipping your toes into that film photography world. I would say this is an excellent way to start. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This by no means is the start of a film photography based channel. I definitely would like to film more film photography videos. However, I will still be doing the normal cinematic edits that I love doing. If you have any questions about this Olympus XA, feel free to comment down below as well. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.